exclusives. Erik ten Hag survives sack at Manchester United to stay on next season. The big players are ready, from Cristiano Ronaldo to Kylian Mbappe, as Diamond Shaft set to host the rest of other countries at this year's European Championship. Well, certainly it's that time we get the show rolling. It's all about football at this stage, and definitely it's the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It's less than 2 years, yes, less than 2 years to the biggest soccer fiesta in the world. Call it the FIFA World Cup. It will be hosted by 3 countries: the United States, that is US, talk about Canada, and Mexico. It's the first time these 3 countries will be hosting the World Cup at a go, or indeed the first time 3 countries will ever host the FIFA Mundial Tournament. The president of the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, Gianni Infantino, with its headquarters in Zurich, Switzerland, is already looking forward to the soccer fiesta. And he says it will be a great showpiece from the US to Canada and Mexico as far as football is concerned. And he has urged football fans across the globe to indeed get set for another huge tournament. It's always exciting. The most successful country is the Seleção of Brazil. But it's been a while the world saw the Samba boys dance, or indeed lift the trophy aloft. 2026 is 2 years from now. FIFA is counting down, and certainly fans of Nigeria are not left out. Talking about the Super Eagles, will indeed Nigeria get to be a part of the Mundial? Fingers crossed. But then let's listen to what the president, Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, Gianni Infantino, is saying. Between now and the next 2 years, he says FIFA is ready
to welcome people. Everyone is 2 years from now, 11th of June 2026, the kickoff of the greatest event, the greatest show, the greatest tournament that the world has ever seen in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. 48 countries, 48 national teams participating, 104 games, which will be the equivalent to 104 Super Bowls in 39 days until the 19th of July. So in 2 years from now, the world will stand still and watch what is happening in North America. The trophy is already here, ready, we take care of it, and we are all getting ready, gearing up for the competition, preparing everything. So you have to look forward to it.
That's the president, Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, Gianni Infantino, there talking about the 2026 FIFA World Cup. 48 countries, the first time 48 countries will be playing in the biggest soccer fiesta. And certainly all eyes will be on the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament. But what is it like on the continent of Africa? In the last 24 hours, the Bafana, in English, they are known as the boys. Yes, they were indeed good on their home soil, in front of their own fans, as they indeed got the better of the Warriors of Zimbabwe. The Warriors weren't brave at all when they confronted the boys of South Africa. That is the Bafana of South Africa. It ended 3-1 in favor of South Africa, and the Amavubi of Rwanda were indeed away from home. They went, they saw, and indeed they conquered. They won 1-0 against Lesotho. Results on your screen: South Sudan won, lost at home to Sudan 3-0. Mauritius 2-1. And Cape Verde also had the better of their opponents. They won by a lone goal. But then for Group C, this indeed concerns Nigerians at this stage. Lesotho, Rwanda, the Amavubi won away from home. And definitely you want to talk about South Africa, who also won 3-1 against the Brave Warriors of Zimbabwe. So taking a look at the table at this point in time, we will indeed bring that to you, and all things being equal, we should take you to the federal capital, our studio in Abuja, where the media officer of the Super Eagles, Promise Efoghe, will be joining us to indeed take a look at the chances of the Super Eagles at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But before that, let's bring you highlights of how good the boys were. The boys of South Africa against the Brave Warriors of Zimbabwe.
Who are top of the group, of course. Now, there's an early chance here for the South Africans. Perfectly taken. Calm as you like then. And it's Rainers. That's before and done it before with the national team. You remember he was part of the COSAFA makeup, the early ball forward then. And wow, defensive error then. That's really a gift. And Rainers once in that sort of position. Says thank you very much, a man who's had an impressive run in the DSTV by Ikram Rainers. Well, it's the worst possible start here for the Zimbabweans, but here they are pushing forward, looking for their own opening. Wow, it's 1-1. Can you believe it? Inside 2 minutes, South Africa scored through Rainers. Reach was for him. So, this is how the equalizer quickly came about here for the Zimbabweans. Took the throw into Chirewa, picked up the pieces. Yeah, so much to do then. Slices right through the heart of that defense then. And kept his composure. Did the 20-year-old then. And the place to be on Ronald Williams for the perfect response to going a goal down.
Wo ibhola eqalwe kakuhle udlalwa nguMzantsi Afrika kwicabanga lasekhohlo. Apolice wenze into ezinhle wathi ogqiba isikwerisha la bhola waphuma unozinti ethi uyayamkela uGodfrey utsithumba le ibhola kodwa ibhola asenamandla xa bekhusela ipali zako kwabo. Nangu uMzantsi Afrika uzawuhlasela nale ibhola ayibeka kakuhle phambili la bhola wagqabadula 1-on-1 ithapalo Morena umsakisile unozinti wabethe ibrace yako kwabo eFree State Stadium wathi akufikanga ndigalelekile kusekhaya apha icili ngoku Free State Stadium ibhola edlalwe nzulu kuMzantsi Afrika uTeboho Mokoena wabetha ibhola ende wafika phezu kwayo uThapelo wawugqiba waseklisha unozinti waphuma unozinti wathi uThapelo awuzandingcolisa ethi ukubaleka mntana izandla zakho zinabafundi.
TVC Sport Desk.
That was the boys, that is the Bafana of South Africa beating the Brave Warriors of Zimbabwe 3-1 in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying match, and certainly we will indeed take a look at what the group looks like at this stage. But let's go pay some bills. When we come back from this commercial break, we'll be taking you to the federal capital.
Sport Desk.
I will show you.
Junior, don't do that.
Sweetheart, no matter what you do, we show you love. So you can show more love to everyone.
Mom, how do you show more love to everyone? I will show you love.
Show some more love today with 4 more packs of your favorite Indomie noodles in Indomitable and Super Pack cartons. Also, each Indomitable pack is now 200 Naira, while Super Pack is now 350 Naira. So hurry now. Offer valid till stock last.
Sports Desk.
If you've just tuned in, you're watching the program Sports Desk on TVC. Right now, let's take you to the federal capital, where I've been joined by the media officer of the Super Eagles, Promise Efoghe. Well, Promise, it's nice to have you on the program Sports Desk. How is Abuja?
Abuja is cool and calm, and the preparations for the novelty game in which some of the Super Eagles players will be featuring is what is on at the moment. The countdown continues. We understand that some African football legends will be converging on Abuja this weekend for that one.
Well, that's interesting. And talking about the Super Eagles at this stage, promise the talking point and the question, from Nigerians has got to do with the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And at this stage, the chances of the Super Eagles making it to the Mundial, the United States, Mexico, Canada, all coming to the party, qualifying automatically from the continent of Africa. Last night, we saw South Africa winning their match against Zimbabwe, which meant that they also have 7 points in that group, alongside the Amavubi of Rwanda. 3 countries on 7 points, the Eagles and the World Cup race promise.
Well, ironically, today marks exactly 2 years to the kickoff of the World Cup 2026. 2 years to go to the tournament. 6 more games to play in the qualifying series. The qualifying series is yet to hit its halfway mark, and I understand when Nigerians press the panic button at this time. It is understandable. We know football is more than a religion here in this country. Football is one of those major tools that unites this country. Football is that panacea that helps Nigeria come together as one in many occasions. You recall when the Super Eagles were featuring at the Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. At that point in time, nobody was talking about who is an Igbo man, who is a Yoruba man, or who is an Hausa man, or who is from any other tribe in this country. Everyone was speaking one language, and that is football. And so I understand the passion. I understand the commitment of Nigerian football fans. I understand the sentiments. But then I would say to Nigerians at this time, it is not Uhuru yet. It is not over until it is over. 3 points from 4 games are very, very bad in terms of the turnover from a team that got to the finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. They say to whom much is given, much is expected. At this point of our football, a lot is expected from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, who are unarguably one of the biggest brands in African football. A team that got to the final of the Nations Cup is expected to run through Group C without getting skated. A group that has Lesotho, Benin Republic, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, and perhaps when these groupings were made, South Africa were the only team that many thought would give the Super Eagles some headaches. But at this point in time, we see that the Eagles are wallowing in number 5 on the table behind Rwanda, who surprisingly are topping the table at this time. South Africa, Benin Republic, all 3 teams are with 7 points. Lesotho have 5 points, and Nigeria, number 5 with 3 points. Zimbabwe, bottom of the group with 2 points. But with 6 more matches to go, 6 more matches to go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a possible 18 points. If the Super Eagles can win every game left in this group, then a World Cup ticket will be guaranteed. And so, like I would always say, football is like biscuit. You never know where it would crack. And the forthcoming games are winnable. The games the Eagles failed to win was a result of some mistakes here and there. The boys have seen their errors. They've seen their mistakes. The coaches have also learned a lesson or two from the poor experiences that we saw in Uyo and then in Abidjan. And they are poised to correct those wrong, right every wrong, and get the Nigerian World Cup dream back on track.
Well, Promise, let me put this to you. At this stage, on the streets, from Lagos to Abuja, Calabar, anywhere you go, everyone seems to be fixing the problem. Now, how do we fix the solution? That's what a lot of people also want to know. You are close to the players. You also close, to the coaches at this stage. 3 points, from 4 games, like you said, not good enough. How are they reacting to this? And how do they hope to indeed take the next couple of games? Because if we're talking the next 6 games, we must start with the first one and the maximum 3 points. What are these players saying?
Well, I can tell you for free that the players themselves are disappointed in their own performance. At halftime, when Benin Republic scored those 2 goals, I was in the dressing room and I saw the players, walking into the dressing room with their heads down. They were fully well disappointed in their own performances, and they were poised, to turn the table on its head in the second half. But unfortunately, the Beninois had other ideas. They came into the second half and refused to play football. They sat back to soak the pressure and the tension from the Nigerian team. In the second half, the Super Eagles did everything possible to get an equalizer, but that didn't happen because the Benin Republic team all went behind the ball. All 11 players behind the ball. And when you're playing against a team that becomes negatively minded in a football game, it's always very difficult. But after 90 minutes, same disappointment on the faces of these players. The flight back to Abuja was a bit boring. No one was talking because everyone was reflecting on the disappointment of losing to Benin Republic. I can't remember the last time, if ever, Nigeria ever lost to Benin Republic in a competitive game as this. It happened. We just have to take those lessons and pick ourselves up from where we are, and certainly the Eagles can rise again, and that's the voice that has been spoken in camp before the boys had to leave for their respective destinations. The qualifiers will resume next year, March, if I'm not mistaken. That's enough time for these boys to get themselves back, get their confidences back, especially when they go back to club and they really get good performances at club level. That could help to boost their confidence as they plan to regroup next year for the continuation of the World Cup qualifiers. Anything is possible, Mian. You take a look at this group. The difference between the top and where the Super Eagles are is 4 points. 4 points. 4 points can be eroded in 2 matches. 2 quality matches where the Eagles can get 2 quality victories. 4 points can be eroded. And so in this group, anything is possible. The players know they have to regroup and show more commitment. They have to regroup and show more steel, especially in defense and in every department of the team. We know we missed some key players going into this game. Victor Osimhen was not in the team. William Troost-Ekong was not in the team. A couple of other key players, Olaino and the rest, were not in the team. Nevertheless, that is not an excuse, for the dismal outing in the last 2 games. But these boys know that anything is possible, and they are ready to come back in March and put smiles on the faces of Nigerians.
2 years away from now, the qualifiers will resume next year. All eyes on the biggest soccer fiesta. Media officer of the Super Eagles promised Efoghe, and definitely we can always talk the talk, but the boys themselves must also walk the walk. I must say very thank you for talking to us all the way from the Federal Capital, Abuja studio there.
Thank you, Mian.
Well, the media officer of the Super Eagles gone by promised Efoghe there, but let's quickly come back home before we take a look at the European Championship. Matches are ongoing in different centers across the country. It's the Nigeria Premier Football League. As we speak, 2-time CAF Champions League winners, Enyimba Football Club, have taken the lead. And that's really, really interesting that Enyimba up against Bayelsa